Hello and welcome to this watch party, this fledgling watch party, hosted tonight by Unwelcome Human, Charlie Mounsey. And here we have part one of the show, in which I will show you some of the videos I made for Fledgling when I first got involved with them so long ago. I was previously known as the Unwelcome Human guest, but I dropped the guest, and I felt that Unwelcome Human was sufficient enough. Anyway, back in 2011, that's like 9 years ago now, I think, I somehow found myself, by a mysterious sequence of events, being part of the Fledgling film wing, and I made a short film to try and introduce myself. And I did introduce myself, and I met Jules through Fledgling, and this is what I made. Another one I made was the Writer's Wing video, which I remember being really, really pleased about at the time, because it was like, wow, I just felt I'd upped it a level, I'd gone a stage further, which is always good, when you level up a bit, Another one I did was the Photography Wing video, which again, I really like that one as well. And here it is. I did have one called for the explicit wing. I don't know whether the explicit wing actually exists anymore, but it was at the time. I felt it was a bit like ooh, a bit risky. It's actually quite tame, really, but it was funny because I got paranoid about it. I wouldn't let them show it because I was just sort of like it was. I mean, when I was teaching at the time, and I had to have a certain amount of respectability. I don't anymore so much now, and I don't care so much now. It's yeah. Well, here it is. You make out what you will of it. The next one I want to show you is the fledgling recovery wing video, which for some miraculous reason is in widescreen. Anyway, I at the time I mean I made the video because I was asked to make it, and I was sort of, you know, I think probably because I don't know much about addiction, I guess. I mean, I was heavy drinking at the time. I must admit, you know, but hadn't really realised that, I suppose. But I didn't really feel that I knew enough about it, I guess. I don't know, but I don't think we really showed it very much at the time. But when I look back at it now, actually it's quite cool, you know. But well, not cool. I mean, it's hip to be square.
The guest is dead. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. Long live unwelcome human. Unwelcome human. Z351 is independent now. Z351 is independent now. Z351 is independent now. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. Long live unwelcome human. Unwelcome human. The nameless scientist has taken up art. The nameless scientist has taken up art. The nameless scientist has taken up art. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. Long live unwelcome human. Unwelcome human. The disembodied voice did not shed a tear. The disembodied voice did not shed a tear. The disembodied voice did not shed a tear. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. Long live unwelcome human. Unwelcome human. Z351 is independent now. The nameless scientist has taken up art. The disembodied voice did not shed a tear. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. The guest is dead. Long live unwelcome human. Unwelcome human. Z351 is independent now. The nameless scientist has taken up art. The disembodied voice did not shed a tear.
I have to admit that my earlier work, which some of it I quite like, but most of it is a bit rubbish. I haven't really included in this because um, it's not viewable on YouTube because for one reason or another I haven't decided to make it viewable. But it's good to be selective about what you show. I think, even though it is part of my history and it's part of the development as a creative artist, I don't really feel a lot of it represents who I really am now. So I haven't included a lot of stuff which I could have included, but I will include some stuff that I feel does still sort of speak to me.
I am so insane, I am insane. I try to be sane, I pretend sane. I have pink thoughts, I have purple thoughts, I have yellow thoughts, I have green thoughts. He tries to be sane, he is insane. He has grey thoughts, he has black thoughts. I have black thoughts. Black thoughts. And he doesn't drop. And he's somebody pop. And he doesn't drop. And he's somebody pop.
What colour thoughts did you have to tell me?
Mad thoughts. And he's somebody pop. And he doesn't drop. And he's somebody pop. And he doesn't drop. Black thoughts. Mad thoughts.
Do you always betray the secret prejudice in your mind? Is that your own vulnerabilities bleeding through your heart?
Yeah, I'm so mad. Yeah, I'm so sad. But I'm not the sum of my diagnoses. I am much more than this.
The next video was very important to me at the time because it was like a statement of intent of becoming an artist. I think really, it was it's not brilliant really, but I mean, well, what is, but it was I had this respectable job and I was trying to be a professional, but I was cracking at the seams. I was not well. The medication I was on was not suiting me, and I was unhappy with the amount of responsibility I'd taken on because I was not prepared for it. I was not able to cope. So I did this song and this video with it, and it's sort of it's quite dark, and it was it's an important part of my past now, really, to be honest.
Welcome to mania, the state of being alert. I am broken, someone fix. I am broken, someone fix. Hello, 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 hello. I am broken, someone fix. I am broken, someone fix. Hello, 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 hello. Don't stop moving, you'll die. Don't stop moving, you'll die. Don't stop moving, you'll die. Mania, 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 mania.
Well, that was Broken. I really like that one. It's a short and sweet video and song, and I think probably one of the problems was that with I mean, when you look back at the Years of Exclusion video before that, which was quite long. I mean, the song was quite long, quite epic for me at the time. It is actually an actual fact. Although I was trying to write longer songs because a song should be 3 minutes, should it? I don't know, but I was probably trying to stretch things out too much sometimes. And I still do sometimes. Whereas actually a short and sweet song, minute and a half long, is cool. It's nice. It does what it says on the tin. So anyway, next song up is called Maximum Security Ambulance. And I don't really know what to say about this, really. I mean, it's got some old photos of me when I was a young punk, which is a bit introverted and inward-looking, I suppose. But I quite like it. I think it's quite a groovy little ditty.
The main point of antipsychotic medication is to stop these people from breeding.
Are you a real sex pistol? Have you been cheated? I'm a real sex pistol and I've been cheated. Are you the damned? With a new rose, I am damned, but nobody knows. Do you have a buzzcock? Do you like to come? I am a fuzzcock, totally fucking numb. Do you like to clash? Do you like to strum? My teeth gnash, and this is no fun. Schizophrenics unite and fight. Fight for free scripts against prejudice. Unite against scum. Unite for fun.
Today is the day to make you a ride in the maximum security ambulance.
Fight for free scripts against prejudice. Unite against scum. Unite for fun. I'm sick of lying, not afraid to speak out. I'm sick of hiding, not ashamed of my plight. Mental illness is a way of life. This is who I have become. My personality is trouble and strife. I say unite against the scum. I told her about the voices. No, I didn't. Maximum security ambulance.
I think partly because I'm schizophrenic or paranoid schizophrenic, I'm quite drawn to things like surrealism, because my whole life in a certain respect has been quite surreal. In that I have had a lot of my memories are distorted through delusions and paranoia, and actually seeing the truth of things you're looking through a fractured mirror. It's like not necessarily how things seem is how things are. It's like the great and secret show, isn't it? Really, you don't know really how real it all is. So at the time, that's what I felt amounted to a trilogy, I guess. It's a bit crap by my standards today, I guess. But, you have to come from somewhere. I guess as an artist, you're always going to want to do some major work, like a trilogy. But, certainly no Francis Bacon. I have always enjoyed collaborating with people, and I did quite a number of collaborations, which I've just seen and are actually on my YouTube channel unlisted. I think most of them for one reason or another. I did a number of those. I haven't shown them today because really I felt I wanted to show some of my own work that I was really pleased with and proud of from the time. Like I say, it's not rocket science. It's not brilliant compared to well, I'm not saying I'm brilliant now, but I've certainly leveled up, like I said earlier, since then. This one here is, I really like the music. Not a lot of other people do. Really hasn't been very successful, but I think it's Unwelcome Human. That's what it is. So here we go.
111 bang 111 bang 111. Charlie, you're such America's big. Such a bloody mess. 111 bang 111 bang 111. Charlie, you're such America's big. Such a bloody mess. Bang 111 bang 111. Charlie, you're such America's big. Such a bloody mess. 111 bang 111 bang 111. Charlie, you're such America's big. Such a bloody mess.
It was nice to be producing stuff that I felt represented me as a person, as an individual, as a human being. Because I mean, when I was younger, back in the 80s and 90s, I was alternative. I was a punk. I was a goth. But it was nice to be able to create stuff that I felt, did represent me as a human being. Whereas I hadn't been able to do that artistically before. Hence the inclusion of some of these early songs and stuff, which I feel did represent me.
Schizophrenic, it swings and roundabouts in it. Paranoid, schizophrenic, it swings and roundabouts in it.
L1 reduces concentration, 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 concentration. L2 causes the patient to be drowsy.
I don't mean to be a damp squib. I was obviously a smoker back then, and yeah, I really do think that being a smoker does have is ingrained in your psyche when you're a smoker. Because I gave up smoking about 4 years ago, and I'm quite a different person now, how I was then, and I think the main reason for that is because I gave up smoking. Smoking is, I mean, although I enjoyed it at the time, I was happy with who I was. It was certainly something that made me more of a rebel, I suppose, in some respects. But now I sort of have more, I guess, I don't know, something else has replaced that rebelness, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing, really. But I think it's a good thing that I have given up smoking, because I've got been diagnosed with COPD, so I can't actually smoke anymore. It's just I just simply can't. It's my lungs just haven't got the capacity these days.
When the voices in your head tell you that they are real and you live with them every day, and the external voices tell you they're not, who do you believe? This is the story about a nice little boy who had very 80s wallpaper. Anyway, he lived in a room in a house with his family and was very happy. One day he went to the park and with a friend he smoked some pot and got stoned. This led to him falling asleep, and it got dark, and when he woke he was by himself. Anyway, he walked home, and when he got home he was sent to bed without any food because he was very, very naughty. This was the start, maybe, of something that brought out in him elements that had already been there but weren't maybe quite as potent as before, because he started going a bit crazy. The next day he woke up late for school, and on his way to school he started hearing voices. He couldn't work out where they were coming from, and they followed him and followed him, followed him. He sort of knew, I think, that they were in his head, but they continued to be there and made his life hell from there on. It wasn't until a few years later that he actually started seeing a psychiatrist, and he was given injections up the bum every week to make him feel better, but he ended up slurring his words and being very withdrawn, and it was hell, really.
Thankfully, the nurse suggested to him that he shouldn't be there anymore. He should go out and do other things. So he did.
After talking about the smoking thing, I got to thinking about my relationship with religion and God, or whatever omnipresent being there may exist out there, if there does. And I think probably I must admit I have a poor relationship with that idea. Although I would very much like and love to believe in something like that, in eternal life and life after death. The truth is, I find it very difficult to. Anyway, this next one is my non-acceptance of that omnipresent being. And although, I mean, now when I look at it, I see myself really as being a little bit evil in it, really, because it's quite quite an extreme way of looking at it. And but I think as a piece of artwork, not so much the graphics, because some of them were recycled from another project, but the song and the intent behind it is kind of, you know, in a cinematic way. If you take it with a bit of a pinch of salt, I think it's quite important, really, and I think I am quite. I think it's a bit profound, really. But at the same time, maybe it's just crap. I don't know. But the point is, I want to share it with you, because although I don't get on well with religion, I do feel that I'd like to, in a way. I'm not saying I want to become religious. I'm saying I would like to be religious, but I can't. It's not. I haven't got the capacity.
You believe in an omnipresent being who is invisible and has magic powers. You want other people to believe in this also, like me. But what you do not understand is that I am meat. You call me evil, but you want me to believe in an invisible, omnipresent being.
I'm going to cut that one short and be done and dusted with it, so we can move on now.
I was sitting on my bed watching the clouds go by. It was all very peaceful. I was sitting on my bed watching the clouds go by. It was all very peaceful. Do you believe in fate? I do, and I hate that, because I try to be good. I try to be a good atheist. But when you're a schizoid too, fate is a good way to justify the craziness. Sod this, I'm going to bed. Sorry world, for all that I've done that was wrong. I prefer to apologise to the world through Facebook, rather than to God through prayer. Sometimes I think I'm talking in code. 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 How did I, an animal, become so successful? I have lived to create and destroy. I dominate this planet to the exclusion of other species. But I am an animal, just that. I guess what I'm trying to say is growl. I am human. I eat shit and scratch my balls. I just watched The Dancing Bag, just like an American Beauty, but I can't say I was very touched by it. Hey God, I want to work with you.
So that was Hey God, which is a bit sort of, angry young man sort of thing. Not that I'm an angry young man anymore. I'm more of a disgruntled middle-aged man now. But anyway, I'm going to go back to 2012 with Humanitarian next, which is sort of more about who I am as a person. I think, trying to be a humanitarian sort of person. Not that I've done any humanitarian acts of any great amount, or not that I can really be proud of that, but as a philosophy, I think it's probably closer to what I am as a person. Yeah.
Humanitarian. I am a humanitarian. Well-being is welfare. Human welfare. Humanitarian. I am a humanitarian. Well-being is welfare. Human welfare. Humanitarian. I am a humanitarian. Well-being is welfare. Human welfare. Humanitarian. I am a humanitarian. Well-being is welfare. Human welfare.
2012 had been quite a year for things, because I got made redundant in July, so I lost my teaching job, and I decided to go to university, do a master's in digital effects. It was too much for me at the time. I wasn't well at all, and then I went to Australia for a couple of months, and then I came back in 2013, started carrying on with my creative stuff. From looking at the videos that I was uploading later in 2013, it seems that I was doing a lot of reflection, a lot of vlog sort of things, which I don't really want to go into here. It's not really my creative side so much as just like me talking like I am now. But I do think that I was probably a bit lost that year after being made redundant and everything, and I needed to refine my direction. When I think historically about what happened work-wise and creativity-wise, I think I was a lot more actually productive when I was working and financially secure, and when I became that much more lost when I had basically went to quite dark times because I couldn't get any good work really after being on quite a good salary, and I was sort of trading in secondhand goods and stuff as well, and the whole of 2013. Although I did a number of videos for other people, sort of where I did a commission for an Irish band, for instance, and then I did a lot of small projects for friends and stuff, which a lot of them were very good, but my own work really did sort of go by there because I think I was not in a very good place. And I don't think that's the same rules apply now because at the moment I'm at home for 12 weeks, and I'm being really creative at the moment. Doing loads of stuff. So it's not really a big problem, but I haven't really got a lot for 2013. So I'm going to skip that, and we're going to go on to the next part of the instalment of this watch party, and we'll take it from there. 2014. I hope no one feels that I'm, egotistical or obsessed with myself. I must admit, during my early years of video making, I was quite inward looking. I think I'm more outward looking now, and I don't mean to go on about stuff like me being, great or anything. I just was asked to do this watch party, and I doing what I can do, which is talk about my videos, which is sort of what I thought was the brief. But 2014 is quite an important year for me because I had something of a revelation in that I realised and discovered that I had been blacking something out for a long time, and I sort of felt like it was the root cause of my paranoid schizophrenia. Yeah, so I've called this section "Opening the Black Box," which has a lot of connotations, obviously, to it. So there you go. Hello. I was trying to do my album next. I number 2013 was not very good. 2014, I had this thing where I opened the black box, and yeah, it was a very strange time for me because it basically was an explanation for why I became the way I was. And I wrote an album on it, which I sort of joined the bandwagon with the Me Too hashtag campaign, and I've downloaded some of the videos off YouTube of the videos I did for the songs on the album that I wrote, which I've released for a while and had out, but I can't share it. I just can't do it. I want to, but I can't. So I'm afraid we have to wind forward to appease you and keep you entertained. here is a video called The Battle Between Popular Culture and Designer Kitchenware. I hope you enjoy it.
Hello? Is this some kind of sick joke?
I want to eat your soul.
There you go. It was me all along. Not really the devil. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm a bit close there. Go back a bit further. I'd ask you, or hope you would maybe check out my YouTube channel and subscribe, because any extra subscriptions will also, help me if I want to look for work on doing film and stuff. And I have a page on Facebook, Unwelcome Human Films page, and a music page as well if you're interested in my music. Yeah, check out my videos if you want. If you don't have to, no obligation to, but it'd be nice if you did. Drop me a comment. If there's anything in the video you saw today that you'd like a link for to share, please get in touch and I'll see what I can do. I have a website as well, unwelcomehumanfilms.com. That's always good to check out. It's got some of my stuff on there, which you might not be able to find elsewhere. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna try and find another 5 minutes of footage or somewhere to make this up to an hour, because I was asked to do an hour, and it's been quite an epic journey actually over the last couple of days putting all this together. But I'd like to get to the hour without drawing it out and padding it out. I want to keep the quality we've been having, all this time. But no. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm always saying that, but I do mean it. I am appreciative, because I know these things take time, and you've got your own life to live. But you've been sitting there watching me and my videos. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you thought of it. All right. Cheers.
There now follows a shameless promotion of the artist's new single.
It was in 1925 the first television transmission or moving image was made. The inventor himself was probably not schizophrenic, but for many of us, this invention has caused us nightmares. Just had a thought actually. One of the things I do really like doing is making loops, video loops. So I might do some compilations for that. I don't know. Yeah, this might be a bit too much work. I've only got a couple of days left to do it. But as an art form, it's quite good fun. You know, having things that are eternal that loop round and round and round. I mean, normally it's things like spinning around or tunnels and stuff like that. But you can sometimes find interesting ways to get things to loop, as you maybe saw in the video of the Jack's typewriter, where you screw up the paper and use that as a link between the video starting and ending, you know, which I quite like doing. But that's just me being a bit sad. Anyway, see you later.